Welcome, one and all, for all is one. Limelight in the twilight. This will be a different reading, and I actually began this reading at noon, 12:44, actually. Okay, and I wasn't going to post today, last night marking the time that I got back into my studies, and today was going to be a study day from last night, okay? And you may want to stick around for this message, okay? Because prior to reading the collective energy of the tarot community, okay, all signs, I have to share with you what transpired leading up to this moment. So last night, well, even a couple of days ago, I was reviewing a book called The Occult World. Okay, it's by A.P. Sinnett. It's 2 N's and 2 T's. Okay. Now, I'm not reading the actual book. Okay, I'm listening to it. Okay, and I actually fell asleep to it last night, but today I resumed and picked it up. Okay, and went back to my recollection and proceeded to go forth. And it got to 2 hours, 19 minutes, and 11 seconds into the book. And so if you want to, validate what I'm saying or vet it, you can start there and go to 2 hours, 34 minutes, and 11 seconds. So 2:19:11 to 2:34:11. It was then that I realized the synchronicity, okay, of how and why I was guided to this book. Now, the book was posted 2 or 3 days ago, okay, and the site that I get on for certain books, okay, posted it a few days ago, and I just hadn't got around to opening it up, okay. So it had been up for several days, okay, and today being October 3rd, okay, apparently was the day I was supposed to reach this point at 2 hours and 19 minutes in, okay, because I realized this synchronicity and what it was talking about at that moment, okay, was the story of the broche incident, okay, with Madame Blavatsky. And at the time she was in India, okay, but there was 11 people present. I found it interesting that both of the time sequences ended at 11, and counting Madame Blavatsky made 12. So there was actually 12 of them, and they were at a dinner, okay, and I'm not going to tell you the whole story. If you want to check it out, you can. But there was 11 others present, Mr. and Mrs. Hume, and this was at their residence. Mr. Sinnett himself, okay, Mistress Gordon, Mr. Francis, Mrs. Hogg, Captain Patrick James, Matelland, Mr. Beatson, Mr. Davidson, Colonel Abbott, and Madame Blavatsky. Okay. Now, moving beyond the story itself, okay, it wasn't really so much about the story and what they were talking about, but basically the brooch incident, okay, was Mrs. Hume, okay, which is the wife of Mr. Hume, and they're at their residence, had a brooch that was given to her by her mother, okay, years and years ago. And she ended up gifting this to somebody close to her that ended up losing the item or giving it away or something like that, something to that effect. Okay. And so what had transpired was Mrs. Hume is a huge non-believer in occult and, you know, the whole spiritual aspect thing. Okay. And so she had made some kind of smart aleck comment after Madam was warming her hands on the plate warmers, okay, and then she had invited several others to do the same, and they did. And Miss Hume then put her hands up and was like, okay, I warmed my hands up, now what? Kind of, you know, like that, like from that position of, yeah, okay, whatever, you know, in that skepticism of, you know, always looking at everything as hocus pocus and, you know, it's all a bunch of bull crap, that type of perspective, right? And so Madame Blavatsky had grabbed her hand and said to her, what would you like to see happen? And if there's anything you could want or ask for, what would it be? Something to that effect. And so Mrs. Hume had said, you know, thinking to herself, well, how can I get her, man? How can I, you know, make this totally impossible? And so from years gone by, she brought up the brooch. Okay, so yeah, I would like to have my brooch back that my mother gave me, okay? And she described it in detail. And it was at that moment that her husband realized, prior to her saying it, what it was, the item, and sure enough, that's what she said. Okay. But long story short, in front of a dozen people, counting her, she was able to make that item manifest. Okay, and sure, so a lot of people are, you know, oh yeah, right, scoffing and ha, yeah, okay. Well, go check out the story and understand all the details and then draw your conclusions, okay? It was even publicized, okay? And it really caused a shift in the way that people were viewing Blavatsky and India at this time. You know, she had befriended a lot of the indigenous people, okay, and that with, you know, theosophy, okay. So I'm gonna give you a little indication of that. Now, empty your cup, okay? Empty your cup of whatever you think this is or whatever, and I ask that you just have an open mind, okay? So most people reading tarot and about tarot, okay, are on a spiritual journey, okay? Whether we had prior involvement in religion, what our beliefs were, etc., we continued to seek for what we considered to be truth, that I just felt like there was more, okay? And that's pretty much what started me on it, okay, was that there was more, that there was always more, that we weren't being, for whatever reason, aware of, okay? So moving beyond indoctrination, okay, in our seeking of truth upon the spiritual journey, it's not to say that there's no truth in dogma or doctrine, okay? But we're looking at now the theosophical aspect, and I in my studies I did initially get into that, and then I started getting into the philosophy, the anthroposophy of Rudolf Steiner. And Steiner and Blavatsky were once, Steiner was once part of the Theosophical Society, okay? And long story short, that split up the year 1213-ish, right in there, okay? And Steiner ended up creating the Anthroposophy Society, okay? And so between Theosophy and Anthroposophy, okay, Western esotericism, okay, was kind of introduced at that time, so to speak, okay, and then creating the Waldorf Society of Humanism, and Steiner's take on the occult and esoteric aspect was considered to be pseudoscience, like Delulu, right? Like a lot of people see the Seven of Cups as Delulu, building castles in the sky, like it's not real, right? But I challenge you to look at objective and subjective information as both being accessible and both being part of this reality, okay? So there's a whole lot more that I wanted to say about that, but long story short, just open your mind in that if you're skeptical and you're always looking for a reason for it not to be real, or that it's all, hocus pocus stage work, okay, there's many examples like the broche incident that says that it's not staged, it's not a hoax, okay? So that's the main aspect that I wanted to get across and give you a couple of references on, some of that. So now that we're going to move into what we have set up here, okay? And this will be the last message from this setup, okay? We're entering the mid-autumnal part of autumn, okay? And moving into October and Halloween and all of that. So I'm going to be changing everything. This is my last message from this setup, okay? So it's for everybody. Have a seat. If you haven't clicked off, okay, I've noticed hundreds of views. Nobody's hitting the like button. Well, if you're returning and you're getting value out of the message, I would ask that you hit the like button. And if it resonates with you and you like viewing my material, consider hitting the bell. It'll let you know when I post, okay? Totally free. This costs you nothing, okay? So all I ask is if it resonates with you or you enjoy my material, hit the like. This has been going on for 6 months, okay? So I would ask you to do that. And if you consider returning, consider hitting the bell, okay? So the message from Spirit, and if you've been here before, you know how I do this, okay? This is not a setup message, okay? I meditate. I've been on this reading since 12:44. I began my meditation with this reading. It is now almost 2:45 p.m. So for the past couple hours, I've been in this meditation. And during my meditation, I take the decks and I shake them. And when I feel it, I flip them up, thus beginning the initial portion of the reading. Okay. So this is from Spirit. Lively message here, Chris. Yeah. It sure is. Spirit says, you are doing your best, and that's enough. Any difficulties you face will not last forever. Release the thoughts and feelings that don't feel good. Focus all your energy on love, happiness, your hopes and dreams. Collective. Yeah, man. Thank you, Spirit. It's a up and down thing, isn't it? It's kind of a wave, yeah? The difficulties are things that we don't like so much, okay? But it's really those tower moments that shape us and shape our trajectory, okay? I personally like the Tower card, and actually either the last reading or the last two readings, this showed up in the same position, okay? So release what doesn't serve you, because however you're feeling, thinking within, okay, is projected without. We create the reality, yeah? So in the recent past energy, an opportunity could have came in for you, okay? Albeit through a person, event, new job, some type of opportunity, right? And this could have came through an air sign, particularly a Aquarius. Doesn't have to be, but this is an Aquarian card. It's the Seven of Swords, which is strategic. What he does is he went and stole all these swords from the enemy so that there would be no fighting. Okay? But it's also deception. And perhaps it could be strategic deception. Whoa. Could be in somebody that you met that you were passionate about. Maybe you went towards them here with one of the fastest knights in the deck. And not so much, moving to calmer waters. I just read the energy of the cards, man. My intuition and spirit. No mas. Okay? So this could have been the Tower moment that maybe I knew it was too good to be true. Something like that. Yeah. So don't hold on to difficulties. They won't last forever. Release them. Feel good. Focus on love and happiness, your hopes and dreams. Okay? You may have to cry it out. I don't know. I don't know exactly what it is. Maybe we'll find out more. It's for everybody, so it's a general message, okay? Take what resonates, get in where you fit in, okay? All right, so This is the blade from the Shaman Oracle, number 6. I got the hit off of this dagger, the blade found in Tutankhamun's burial. It's made of metal, not from this earth. But anyway, going back to the blade is the sharpness of our mind, body, spirit complex, okay? Mind, body, spirit. It's the sharpness of that. And when it's held up, okay, it penetrates into the heavens. Shamanic perspective, okay? And when it's pointed down, it brings that down to the earth, down to this realm, okay? And grounds it, anchors it into consciousness, into yours. And when you anchor it and it becomes part of your application, now knowledge applied over time brings what? Wisdom. But it also can harm. It can aid, it can heal, and it can also harm. Coyote underneath that. Survivors, very ingenious. Number 5 on the dice could be significant to you. Soul path or life, number 5, maybe. We have the guardian and the great bear, the mother bear. Gentle and wise protector, give me your confidence and power. Help me protect the ones I love. Awaken my intuition and guide me. Yeah, man. You seen any videos about mother bears with their cubs? Yeah, very protective. This is protection for ourselves and that in whom we love. The freedom underneath that with the horses, the wild horses. You're greatly protected. And if you don't feel that, you got to go within and solidify it for yourself, because it's always there. But anything from the spiritual realm or from that side really can't intervene unless we call it. It's free will. The Lenormand deck, we have the Jack of Diamonds. This is the Reaper. Danger, warning, reckoning. Whoa. Crows could be significant to you. Wow, really? So, we never know how greatly protected others are, okay? And that the warning is you just never know, okay? And if you're ha ha, targeting other individuals through whatever your level of understanding is, shits and giggles, or actually going at them to hit, you never really know who you may be targeting. the hit I got. Take it for what it's worth. I know for me, let's just speak on me then. For me, my space and what I do is greatly protected. I have no doubt in the ability of my spiritual team and understand, collective, what we face is not just in the flesh, okay? It's in the principalities as well. Everything in this realm is connected to all there is and all there has been and all there will ever be. The Chariot. You could be a Cancerian. Don't have to be. You could just be moving forward in this, knowing that you have great protection and that we survive tower moments because a lot of times they're designed to help us close stuff that we can't close, move us from a situation that no longer serves our greatest good. Or they could be divinely orchestrated and guided. Or they come through stuff that we do, say, our speech, action, and non-action. Or the imposition of others upon us, and what I talked about here in the warning. I don't know why the Gemini sign is on there. I've been looking at that because this is a Cancerian power card. Okay. Yeah, you could be a cusp Cancerian Gemini. You could be a cusper Cancer. Maybe you walked away from this, okay, in the recent past, and justice will be served. Don't worry about it. Whoever you are. There's the Cancer again. Now, why is a Cancerian on a Libran card? Wow. You tell me. And the infinity sign? All there is, all that has been, and all there will ever be. So in the planet houses and signs, you got the 8th house here, collective, okay? This is your personal power, your ability to utilize that power, the getting, utilization, and keeping that power, okay? It also indicates major change. It's the scorpionic energy, yeah? What's their power card? Number 13, death and rebirth. Cycles ending, cycles beginning. Have you understood what that means for cyclical nature? Karma, cycles repeating, and the mastery of that and spiraling up out of it? Assuredly some. And we have Jupiter underneath that. And where's Jupiter? In Cancer. I mean, Cancer could be significant. A cusper could be significant. Wherever on the chart, you could know what that means or know somebody that is that. Wow, pretty heavy initial message, okay? I'm going to leave it right there. I'm going to bring out your oracle cards first, and then we'll utilize the tarot for the past, recent past energy, leading into the current moment we share, leading into what's coming in, okay? Okay, collective, we got the Shamanic Oracle, Divine Spirit, Great Light of the All. What's the message? All signs, collective, the tarot community, collective. What's the message? Thank you, Spirit. Thunder. That would be two towers right next to each other, actually. Thunder. Number 56. It's an 11. 11 could be significant to you, and 11s, I've been seeing it all day with 11. It's a standstill moment, a time to pause, reflect, go within. Call on that which you consider to be a power greater than you. God, Allah, spirit team, universe, the all, the source, whatever you call it. And actually, you know what? Double towers right next to each other. Actually, this showed up in the last reading I did. It was air sign, okay? It was either Libra and Aquarius. And I think I did Aquarius last because I did happy birthday to all the Libras out there. If you're Libran or interested, go check it out. Planets, houses, and signs. What's the message? Thank you. Taurus. Taurine energy. Yeah, man. Putting in the work, right? Your resources, how to maintain it, your practicality. It's also your beliefs, and we see that from the number 5 card, the Hierophant. Well, there be Libra, happy birthday Librans on the bottom of the deck. Your relationships, etc., balanced and ordered equilibrium. The Lenormand. It's the message, Spirit. Thank you. The grave. Death, sadness, and mourning with the 9 of Pentacles. Or, excuse me, the 9 of Diamonds. This could just be talking about the scorpionic energy, okay, of the death card. Cycles ending, cycles beginning. Okay. If you're saddened and mourning, okay, and had a recent loss in your family, my condolences. Bottom of the deck, the Fox. So it doesn't necessarily have to be deception from that 7, okay? Could be strategic. It could be that you're being strategic and not deceptive. Animal Kingdom. Find Spirit, Great Light of the All. What's the message for the collective here? My call. Animals. Thank you. Good luck with the ladybug. You're bright energy. Let worry go. Be happy. The Spirit message, right? Feel good about being a loving and colorful you. You bless the world with your color and your good luck. Kind of what Spirit was saying, right? Don't hide yourself. Don't dim your light. Stand in your power. Okay, that's it for the oracles. Hope you got something out of that. Kind of a range in what's going on. Let's see what this past energy is talking about. with these double towers, okay? 2 towers next to each other. Thank you, Spirit. The Empress. You could embody this archetype. See the rabbit could be significant. Your placement with Venus. So, since we had Taurus, I'm going back to their reading. Okay, if you're Taurus, you might want to check it. It was how you approach love and others. You allow it to come to you as opposed to going towards that which you want. There's a great sifting in that. You might go through 10 or 15 people before you even find somebody you want to spend some time with. So, even though the Empress archetype is a great energy, okay, to embody those attributes at times or in our persona, there's also times that we should do the action aspect of it. Go after, go towards, instead of just allowing it to come in. Yeah. The feminine aspect of receiving, right? No way. Tower on the bottom of the deck again, affecting your work, sleep, your waking consciousness, and perhaps your dreams of seeking your star wish or dream. It's also the other Aquarian power card, the star. Whoa, karma too, with the shadow side. Somebody really went through it, man. And there's the Emperor. This could have been in a relationship, and it could even have been long term, thinking that it's your counterpart because there's the Empress and Emperor, okay? But maybe not so much with the karma showing up in the number 20 and the feeling some kind of way. The 9 is heavier than the 10 because the 10 is a 1. And 3 towers in a row. The first tower was in that position. There's the second, and there's the third. Really? Collective. Somebody out there really went through it. Okay. The shadow side card is the number 15 devil card in the traditional. Okay. Maybe this is a karmic cycle in love, okay? Death and rebirth. Closing it out. Returning to what you know and what you do, what you're strong at. Whoa. Okay. Don't have to be your story, but maybe you got something out of it. But it's definitely somebody's story. Could be any of the signs I mentioned thus far. Yep. I'll just be over here, man. I'm gonna go over to this calm water over here. I'm out of this with the death card and the moving calmer water. Confirmation. Yeah. Left you feeling some kind of way with all this destroyed. Pick up those 2 cups that are standing upright and move that forward. And your contemplation on what you're going to do now. I know it's a lot with the Sagittarian energy of the wounded warrior, 9 of Wands. But you can figure it out. Make the decision to. Anything else in the recent past? That spirit? Ace of Wands. Potentiality of fire. What's your potential going to be? What are you going to do? What's the decision? Taurus energy again. Creates her own world. Lives in it very well, I might add. Yeah, you could have went after a love aspect that left you feeling some kind of way, man. Left you feeling out in the cold. Thought it was your high priest or priestess, and not so much. Seen the death card and the world. Both the closers. Yeah. Let's move to the current energy. That's pretty much says what it is. Triple towers, man. You know. Sometimes we just hold on to things so tightly, man, that it's got to be removed. And we might not be able to see it. We could see it. And just be like, yeah, I'm going to ride this till I can't no more. Knowing that you should get out of it. Knowing that maybe something you not should be doing. Okay? To reach your success. But coming in, maybe over this next moon cycle, okay, Judgment's been called, and now it's about going slow, forward movement, slowly, to reach your hard-won victory after great adversity. Current energy. Death card again. Cycle's ending, cycle's beginning. That's the past. Learn the lesson. We all play a part. Life happens for us, not to us. Chris, how can you say that? When I didn't ask for any of the... It's not about somebody else's part, okay? It doesn't excuse. What I'm telling you doesn't excuse their part. Their effery, their deception, their betrayals. Doesn't excuse it. It's about getting to the other side of our Three of Swords. Okay? Yeah. I don't know if it's worth it, Chris. Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like a lot of work to me. It is. You Empress or Emperor. Confirmation on the Five of Pentacles showing up. Current energy, divine spirit, great light of the all. What's the message? Tero. How'd I know? Huh? Three of Swords. Did I not call it in? Trying to reach your star, wish, or dream, or could have been with an Aquarius? Huh? Five of Cups again? No way. We've seen all the five. We've seen the fives. 555s. Great change, okay? Five of Swords. Okay, make that 4 5s. And I know it's a lot, okay? But you've carried it up to this point. You've made it to this point. You show up in an archetype that's very strong in a position, even amongst great adversity of all the towers. You were able to endure, okay, this 9 right here and come up out of it. Close the cycle. Move it forward to your star, wish, or dream. Taro. Tadachi. Thank you. Yeah. Come up out of Hangman. You've already gained your enlightenment, okay? Come up out of it. Or this could be referring to a Virgo. Do what you want. You can stay in it. Do you, boo-boo? Or Bobo? Want the celebration? Make that decision. With your Ace of Wands there. Go towards your potentiality. All aces hold potential. Current energy, spirit. Toto. Thank you. Where to go? Yeah, page offer. You're still in your head, okay? I understand. 3 towers. 9 of Swords. Yeah, I get it, man. I get it. I'm not taking anything away from your pain, man, and that it's really consumed you with the 8 and 9, okay? That's the heaviest, okay? The 10 is a 1. You can end it right here. Process it, cry it out, do what you got to do, and move on down the road, man. Cycles ending, cycles beginning. And we've seen the World card twice. Tarot. Tarachi. There's the 7 of Swords again, okay? Maybe you have gave your back to this situation and now you're looking out to see what you're going to bring in, your foundation being firm. Or maybe you need to be strategic about it. Or maybe whoever this deceiver is trying to linger in your current energy. Either way, you're at your 9, okay? You could be a Capricorn, or there may need to be some balancing in all things in moderation. Obsession, compulsion, addiction, deception, effery. Get in where you fit in. But it looks like the collective's at a 9 looking to reach the 10, okay? We are whole and complete within ourselves. Nobody, no other person completes us. No job, no amount of money, no car, no status. None of that completes you. So it looks like it's time to hop in your chariot, man, and go on down the road and see what's coming in, yeah? Process up to this point. Come up out of your head. Your hangman or your hermit. You want to come up out of that hermit yet? Or your hanged one? That's a pretty strong indicator right there that I'm on track. I'd say. It is for me, whether you see it or not. What's coming in? Are you still in hermit? Or what's coming in could be a Virgo? With a new full journey? Is that the deal? Call judgment on this past bull crap, okay? Or maybe you deserve something good to come in. You might have to go within to get it. Either way, be open to new opportunities with others, okay? Because if we look at it through this lens of 3 towers and all this pain, and we haven't healed that 3 of swords that popped out of my deck, we won't obtain it. Yeah. A couple of. Imagine that. You know what to do, collective. The answer's already within inside you. Yeah, it's time to come up out of this. These cards aren't in reverse either, by the way, just so you know. Page offers, yeah. A little at a time. Dip your toes into the water, yeah? Page offers. Go forth with love. Okay? Because what you put out into the world, if you still, man, this is really, since you reeling and rocking, okay? We don't really want to project that into the world, okay? There you show up in your 9 again. Make the decision. Go towards the like. Be passionate and fiery towards that which resonates with you. You Empress or Emperor. Maybe that's what you want. Maybe that's what you're trying to add to reach your 10 as a person. Sure as hell seems like it. Yeah, your Empress or Emperor. How many times you want to see it? Huh? How many times? You could have clarity upon what I'm saying, or Spirit and Christopher is telling you the truth. Collective. Give me back my energy. Yeah. Just kidding, Collective. Dang. Returning your energy with love. Limelight in the twilight. Be good to yourself and others. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.